The number one key to unlimited confidence is to do the things that you're afraid to do all the time. And I don't mean you go out and do something right now, you step in a ring with someone. That's not gonna be lasting. You have to make this your lifestyle. I want you to think about what is something that you've been afraid to do your whole life. We all have something. Something that we just stayed away from our whole life and we just try to deny it. Basically, it doesn't exist. Let me just not do that. You have to go out and do that. And I promise you, that's what's going to change your life. I haven't really been confident for most of my life. I've been a complete pussy, to be honest with you. At some point, I decided everything I was afraid to do, I'm just gonna do it out of nowhere. I was really afraid of group settings because what happened was I went to a scuba diving class at some point. I don't know why I went there. I was probably like 14, 15, something like that. And I embarrassed the hell out of myself. It was a group class and we had to do these diving things and I was the only one who just couldn't do it. And everybody was like, the coach would get really mad at me and he told me to stay back after. It was super embarrassing. They were kids like half my age and they were doing it normally. I was just not very comfortable in the water. That was the main reason. But that gave me such a fear of group settings until I was about, I would have been about, I just turned 18. I just decided I'm not going to be afraid of it anymore. So I decided to combine my two fears. My second fear came when I was walking around the bus stop. And obviously with where I live, it's a bit of like crackhead place once in a while. It's like close to the city. So you know what I mean. It's a weird place. And there was this weird man, like just crackhead, just punching himself on the seat. I was like, typical guy in my area, you know, whatever. I'm just walking past him. And then I realized he's actually huge. This dude, he must have been like 6'5" and just jacked. I was like, this guy's huge. And as soon as I walked past him, he saw me and he instantly decided to attack me. I was pooping myself. Because at this point, I didn't know how to fight. I bailed. I was just a pussy, as I said. He gets up and he tries to fight, but I literally just ran off. It was one of the most depressing moments of my life because I ran straight home. Didn't even look back. You know, my heart was racing. And since that moment, for the next month, 2, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, I was completely anxious to even go out. I was afraid to literally go out. I would walk into a normal shopping center and I would think everybody's trying to attack me. Like, do you see the guys walking weird, you know, in Australia, people walk a bit weird, everybody's kind of, you know, they got their quirks. That's what I'm saying. They walk, and then when they're walking past me, I would automatically think they're going to hit me. I would just be like, always on my toes, bro. And I just avoided going out. I was basically just binge eating, you know, watching movies all day. I wasn't leaving the house. I was just like, I'm gonna stay at home as much as humanly possible because it's a dangerous world out there. And then I decided all my fears I'm gonna combine into one. So I joined a Sambo gym. For those of you who don't know, Sambo is a Russian martial art. It's one of the most brutal ones out there. So I joined that. It was a group setting and it was fighting. The two things that I was completely terrified of at the time. After a couple of years, I started competing. After even more years, I got very, very high level of competition. I started beating everyone in my gym. In every gym I go to, I'm like, you know, top 3 in there, in Sambo gyms. I don't mean to brag, but this is just for you to understand that the things you are afraid to do, when you start doing them, your confidence will just skyrocket. If you wake up and you know you've confronted every single fear that you could have imagined, everything that was keeping you up at night at some point, the whole world just becomes your playfield, bro. For you, this is a big lesson. You have to figure out what it is that you're afraid of once you get those things in place. Once you're going to awaken inside you, you can't even imagine the power it holds.